All right, let's go ahead and get this started. So, welcome everyone. Thank you all for joining me today here for our first ever TED Talk. Sorry, I keep calling it a TED Talk. It's a Panda Talk. So, I'm Kevin Townsend, a managing consultant here with Bamboo Solutions. And this is our new webinar series online called Panda Talks. Think of this as a Bamboo delivered TED Talk, but a little bit more techy and supposedly less than 18 minutes long, right? So today we're going to talk about project management and why we believe SharePoint's the perfect tool to successfully manage our team's projects and tasks. It's not going to go into deep detail into how we'll solve that problem, but I just want to talk about the solution that's out there and available to us and why we believe SharePoint's such a great fit for that. So a little bit about us. Let's start there. So about us, Bamboo Solutions is a product and services company. We've got over 8,000 customers served worldwide. We're a Microsoft Gold partner. We've got over 50 products currently helping our customers extend SharePoint and provide added functionality to both their on-prem and their SharePoint Online environments. Since 2001, we've been developing products and consulting with customers on SharePoint and have amassed a pretty impressive amount of experience with SharePoint solution delivery. Kevin Townsend, I come from 12 years of consulting on Microsoft SharePoint for all sorts of organizations, commercial, government, defense, and intelligence. I've seen a fair share of requirements across groups and organizations that have used SharePoint in both business critical and support capacities. I've worked with teams that come in all sizes, shapes, and character. I'm a little partial to solving problems using Microsoft SharePoint, hence the focus today on project management in SharePoint. It's kind of where my experience is. So a little bit about us there. I got a couple of questions here, so hold on. Screen is black, no action. Let's see here. Pause. Let me see if I can reshare, and we'll try this again. All right, I've just reshared my screen. Any sort of confirmation? Now you can see? All right, sorry about that. Having a little bit of a computer glitch here where it's acting a little laggy, so I apologize for that. Again, thank you for using GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar's chat here. So if you do have questions that come up as I talk through this, please do feel free to post those in there. There's both a chat and a question and answer. Uh-oh, stream's broken again. No! I don't know what's going on with my platform here. Hold on, let me see if it improves once I turn off the webcam and video. All right, I'm just going to try to share one more time, and if that doesn't work, then we'll just maybe just have to talk through this. I apologize for that. So I'm clicking the screen share now. Thank you guys for your feedback there in chat in the question and answer tool. I appreciate that. Better luck this time. Can anyone see my screen at this point? Just trying to confirm that I've got presentation going out and you can see the slide deck here. It's slow, but there. All right. I apologize for that. Not sure what's going on with GoToWebinar, but we're going to persevere here and push through. All right. So thanks again for joining. Kind of just talked a little bit about who I am and who Bamboo is. If you're just now joining us, and we're just going to continue on right in here. So yeah, so that was a little bit about us. So to get into the introduction here, each of us manage a series of tasks every day of our lives, right? Still only see the PowerPoint. That's okay. That's kind of the plan here. So we have personal tasks and we have an employment-related tasks. And as we go through life, we learn of patterns and practices that have proven to be more efficient or productive in our attempts to manage those things that need to get done, right? So today, I want to talk about task management, which is a key piece of most project management software solutions. We use project management solutions in our work lives to help us manage and keep track of those tasks, documents, events, and any other items that are just too many to rely on memory alone, right? So PMI, the Project Management Institute, they define project management as the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. So that's their definition of project management. They go on to say that project management has always been practiced informally, but began to emerge as a distinct profession in the mid-20th century. That's pretty crazy, right? We've been, as humans, doing project management since the mid-20th century, and yet today there's still no one-size-fits-all solution, right? I believe this is because of the individuals and their unique perspectives that every person brings to the table, and it's extremely diverse, right? So now this talk isn't about the history of project management. I totally get that, but as I was thinking about why, as you know, we as professionals do so much of this, and how every customer has different processes and teams and tools, I started to mentally highlight why SharePoint is the perfect solution to accommodate all of these varieties. So why is that? Why do I believe that SharePoint, specifically Office 365's version, SharePoint Online, why do I believe SharePoint Online presents the greatest opportunity for matching your unique project management needs to a tool's capability set? Just going to move my mic away. I'm getting yelled at for it being a little too loud. So why SharePoint? So So it's been interesting over the years to hear what people think about what SharePoint is, right? After all this consulting, I don't say that as if they're right or wrong in their understanding of what SharePoint is, but because I think SharePoint is what you need it to be, or what it's been configured to be for you and your team. So commonly, people understand SharePoint simply as a document management solution, right? We've all heard that before. I can't tell you how many times in consulting engagements I've been on that were stood up, file shares of massive amounts of documents were uploaded, and that was it. And the site was a glorified network drive practically, right? And that's unfortunate because SharePoint does so much more. And most implementations that I've been a part of have only scratched the surface of its capabilities. SharePoint has a multitude of lists and libraries that we can provision to track things like calendars, tasks, documents, etc. We can build custom lists to track potentially anything you've been doing in Microsoft Excel for the longest time. We can leverage third-party extensions to add more functionality and capabilities around specific use cases. And then to glue all that together, we've got Microsoft Flow or SharePoint Designer workflows, right, to help us automate our processes and bring in integrations from external applications. So the potential that we have in the modern SharePoint Online platform is more than a document management solution. It's more than Excel in the browser. It's a platform, right, that empowers someone who has a little bit of interest to learn something new and a specific use case in mind to accomplish. A platform that provides the tools, the pieces, and the glue to deliver something that meets your specific needs and requirements. So Microsoft's done an amazing job of taking the SharePoint application to new heights recently. You're probably aware if you've been reading any of the latest news around the Microsoft space. So today we have responsive design. We have modern and great-looking site designs. We have intelligence built in. We have an experience that resembles what you'd expect in an attractive, performant, and secure online solution. I won't go into the affordability too much around Office 365 or SharePoint Online because affordability is kind of a relative thing to you and your organization. But for a fairly low monthly per user price point, right, you can obtain an amazing amount of licenses and online applications for your team to use through Office 365, SharePoint being just one of them. So this is why SharePoint. Now how can we accomplish project management in SharePoint Online? So as you know, a TED Talk is only 18 minutes, so I'm going to breeze through this. I'm just checking comments and questions as I go through. But yeah, I apologize for the video of me not coming through. It apparently was bogging down the GoToWebinar session, so I am at least displaying some presentation slides for you. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to implement project management in SharePoint? And so as I mentioned a moment ago, my experiences have been far and wide in consulting engagements over the past 12 years, meaning that I've seen the most basic of project management implementations to the most complex, at least in my experience. So today we have so many more options for building PM solutions in SharePoint Online. Today we've got products that come with the Office 365 licensing, like Microsoft Teams, Planner, OneNote, Power Apps, Power BI, Forms, OneDrive, Stream, right? It just keeps going on and on and on. And so I feel like every month something new is being added. All that to say that the options we have available to us to accomplish our vision for better project management are always improving and increasing in Office 365. So my solution for you today most likely won't look like the solution I'd propose in 6 months. So yesterday, figuratively speaking, I might try to accomplish your basic project management needs by creating a new SharePoint site to act as our project hub / portfolio, right? And then I'd go and I'd build some subsites for each project that contained a few out-of-the-box lists and libraries. I'd build a calendar for tracking project events and important dates across the project. I'd also build standard task lists, right, for managing and tracking tasks. We could update the task list to collect some data in each task that was unique to our particular line of business. We could add the task list to the calendar and see our tasks and milestones plotted visually, right? So, of course, we create our document library for managing documents related to the project, and we update the document library with metadata that fit our needs. Again, inserting any custom fields, right? Like I said. Then we'd set up the project homepage, and we'd surface all of that, right? All those lists and libraries in a way that was like brief, intuitive, and informative for our users, so that when they hit the homepage, they had an idea of what was going on in the project. If we were getting fancy though, right, we'd go and we'd configure manage metadata, and we do some things like that we could standardize our metadata throughout the system and across all of our projects. Maybe we'd set up some workflows for document or task approval, review type processes, right? And that works. It's worked for a long time. In some variation of that simple solution, organizations, both large and small, have successfully managed projects over the years using that type of solution. So sometimes there are more formal project management requirements. For example, the need for Gantt charts, Microsoft project integration, resource utilization tracking, or maybe even some issue and risk management or quality management. And we've accomplished that through primarily using Microsoft SharePoint capabilities and features in the past. But let's look at the landscape today, because it's different and it's ever growing and changing. So today I'm consulting on multiple client projects that are interested in leveraging newer options given to us in O365. So we're looking at how clients are more collaborative and agile in their project management needs than they were before. So there's a high level push to drive projects towards Scrum, Kanban for task management, and to allow for a more social project management environment. And so looking at the list of tools that I highlighted earlier as offerings in Office 365, we're starting to build a project management solution that focuses around Microsoft Teams as the entry point to your day-to-day. So behind every Microsoft Teams team lives a SharePoint site. Each team gets a unique set of permissions and some standard functionality like a document library, OneNote, maybe any potential other SharePoint entities that you'd like to add, like lists and libraries. And then excuse me. And then from within the team, we can add integrations. So some of those other applications that are provided to us out there in the Office 365 ecosystem, we can also connect. So we'll connect something like Planner, right? And Planner to do our task management and provide a simple way to organize our backlog in a Trello-like experience, Kanban-like. Planner is deeply integrated now with Microsoft To Do. So I'm throwing all these product names out there, but there is Microsoft To Do out there as well. And that's another app that's available to you in Office 365 that'll combine all of those tasks that you have assigned to you across the whole 365 experience. It even includes flagged emails marked for follow-up. So that To Do app can combine all of that and give you a good look at the stuff that you're assigned to. So if we take a look at our team at this point, our Microsoft team that we've created maybe for a project here, we got a few tabs in our team when we provision that. And we add some tabs for like Planner, etc. We have conversation for chatting and referencing project assets to collaborate on. It's hard to see in this little screenshot here on the screen, but that's an example of Planner open there in one of our teams. We've got the Files tab, which is really just a view into the SharePoint document library. Then we have a direct look into the document library. Yeah, that's the document library that was provisioned with the team / the project, whatever we're creating here. So there's a tab in our team for Planner, and to manage our tasks and our backlog of upcoming work. Before there was Microsoft Flow, we used to use SharePoint Designer to write custom workflows for automating things and business processes and doing advanced stuff with SharePoint data. But today now we do have Microsoft Flow, so we can wire Flow up to any of the data and the entities that we've created here through this Microsoft Teams experience. And Microsoft Flow not only provides an intuitive interface for designing custom workflows for your SharePoint data, but it also has connectors for over 277 different online services, right? That you could potentially integrate into your SharePoint list data or send updates to based on your SharePoint data changes. So you can actually use SharePoint as a trigger for those workflows to go and update an external system. So that to say, the modern project management solution doesn't fit everybody, right? Like we still have to accommodate the waterfall type projects out there with formal project tracking requirements. We can't Kanban everything and still meet the needs of everyone. But the direction that we're heading with Microsoft's apps and offerings is to a more collaborative state. So if we build standard task lists to manage your projects as opposed to using Planner, that we could still get the Gantt view and the task dependency functionality, all the while now gaining the conversational support that Microsoft Teams brings to our projects. So regardless of your waterfall or your agile project management preference, surfacing tasks in Microsoft Teams is an option to ensure your team's still working and communicating as seamlessly as possible. So in our experience, helping organizations implement their flavor of project management in SharePoint, there are two other tools that I've yet to mention that I'd like to highlight. So also included in Office 365 at some levels, you have Power Apps and Power BI. Power Apps, Power BI, and Microsoft Flow make up the Microsoft Power Platform. Microsoft says this about the Power Platform. They say, because Power BI, Power Apps, and Microsoft Flow are designed to work together, everyone across your business can quickly and easily build custom apps, automate workflows to improve business productivity, and analyze data for insights. So no matter their technical expertise, and that's pretty powerful, right? Hence the Power Platform. So Microsoft's Power Apps gives us the ability to develop applications against our existing or new SharePoint list data. We've built here at Bamboo Power Apps for our customers to surface things like project task lists to mobile devices, enabling field engineers to submit updates to their equipment checks and updates, as well as include photo updates to equipment installation projects, and do things like provide geolocation to service engagements, right? And so all that capability and functionality is a nice feature set there within the Power Apps tool. All right, so now that everyone's contributing to our projects, right, in Teams, whether that's through SharePoint or Teams or Power Apps, et cetera, leadership's going to want to know what kind of metrics do we have around that data, and they'll potentially want some sort of a meaningful visualization around that using Power BI. So let's take a look here. So we have options, lots of them. We have briefly talked through basic SharePoint project management implementation and a little bit about how we're starting to see new customers implement a PM solution using Office 365's modern toolbox. But depending on your budget and your requirements, you can accomplish just about anything in SharePoint, right? And that's always been the case. With enough time and money, we can do it all, right? So the trick here is to find that middle ground and that compromise where it's a good medium between both. So Microsoft continues to improve on the features and the capabilities of their Office 365 platform. On the Microsoft 365 roadmap, there's over 139 features currently in active development. There's 132 in a rolling out status. You can check out what's coming by searching for the Microsoft 365 roadmap if you're interested. It's easy to find on the web. There are plenty of solutions out in the world for providing project management functionality, but in my experience, you'd be hard-pressed to find one as customizable, intuitive for your users, secure, or as affordable as SharePoint Online. So I hope that that's provided a glimpse into how you and why you might want to leverage SharePoint for your project management needs. I hope I've highlighted some things here that were of benefit to you and provided some insight into those possibilities for your team. But this is really all I had for you today. I just wanted to highlight some of the capabilities, like I said, that were out there if you weren't aware of them, and give you an avenue for someone to reach out to if you're interested in pursuing any of those. So I hope you enjoyed the Panda Talk, and next time I'm sure we'll get some video up. I really hate that I couldn't do that today due to bandwidth issues with GoToWebinar, but we'll get that ironed out and send you a notification for the next one so we get a better experience going there. But if you have any questions or you'd like to get in touch with us, again, I'm Kevin Townsend. You'll definitely reach me if you reach out to the sales email address there, or you can reach out through that contact form on our website. We've got ways for you to do that. We do offer a project management solution at Bamboo. The Panda Talks here are not going to be product centric though, so I'm not looking to promote our products, but I do want you to know that we do have a product for that particular solution or that use case of project management, both for cloud, SharePoint Online, and on-premises. So thank you all again. I think my 18 minutes are up here. I'm a little bit over, so thanks again. If you have any questions, please do put those in chat. Otherwise, email me, and I'll look forward to getting back to you. Thank you all.